Good morning, everybody, and happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, right? Yeah. We are about to get started here in just a minute or two. Just going to quickly get a couple more things lined up here and making sure that we are good on audio and visual, so we'll do that here in just a minute. All right, here we go. Okay. Perfect. Excellent. All right. Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, the 21st of January. Serge Berger here from the Steady Trader. If you are new to us, this is our sort of quick 10, maximum 15-minute morning show. We go through the markets. We look at what's sort of top of mind, what we think is some of the more interesting things or more important things that are taking place. I think the most important thing as we get this week started is probably to be aware that we are, despite all the inauguration news yesterday and now Davos as well, making some headlines from corporate executives, we are going to have a very busy earnings week. And just to give you a bit of an idea, we start off this week with obviously today being the 21st. We are going to get Netflix earnings today, GE, United Airlines after the close, and then that really starts accelerating tomorrow with industrial stocks from General Dynamics to to Halliburton on the energy side. So it just starts speeding up, and then ultimately we get to Friday where we have some pretty big names like Freeport-McMoRan. It's an important name as far as I'm concerned. And then obviously next week is next week, so we'll talk about that. But you're going to start to get more tech earnings next week as well, including things like Starbucks and so on and so forth. So anyway, that's next week. Let's first focus on this week because obviously that's where we're at right now. So I just want to put that on everyone's radar. First and foremost, because again, we did have a lot of news over the past 24 hours. We had nothing really shocking, and that's, I think, kind of where I want to start off this morning to build some perspective. I'm just going to quickly go to the S&P 500 just to remind everyone where we're trading it's sort of through a 2-month lens, and that's really in a trading range. So it's just something that I think it's a little bit forgotten that we are in a trading range. That does not mean that there aren't things to do. It just means that we're in a trading range. So keep that in mind. And again, as I keep saying, the year of the trader is upon us. I think this week is going to be the real first week for trading. In fact, we did receive a new TST Trender Momentum buy signal earlier this morning around 7:30 in the S&P 500 futures. Why am I showing you futures? Well, the stock market's not open yet. The U.S. stock market's not open yet. So, and that's firing off. So we're going to see the S&P 500 open up. That's this buy signal right there. We're going to see the S&P 500 open up a little bit higher this morning, about half a percentage point or so. Remember, markets, U.S. cash markets were closed yesterday. So the SPY should be opening up around, I'm going to look at the pre-market here quickly. It should open up around the SPY itself around just north of 600. So that's, visibly around there. So again, it's not really, nothing's much changed. What is, I think, the surprise to some extent is the fact that there wasn't much of a surprise in terms of headlines coming out of yesterday's inauguration, at least from my perspective. And I think the market would agree. Otherwise, you'd see some pretty big moves. And we're not seeing any massive moves. The only thing really is natural gas is down and oil is down, but natural gas moves 5% a day. So, being down 3.7% today isn't really a huge game changer. It's really not even doesn't even resonate. So I would say let's be open-minded. And I mentioned this yesterday in our member session. I think it's really, really important to be open-minded, because if we're not going to be open-minded this year from a trading perspective, I suspect it's going to be very, very difficult to make money. And so that's why what I would encourage everyone to do, and what I'm doing is I want to make sure that we are basically taking advantage of momentum. I mentioned this yesterday in here as well, and that's really what this is all about. So again, let's just look at the energy sector, which is going to be a big focus. Again, we have some energy stocks beginning to report earnings here before long, and there's a lot of stuff to be done in the energy sector. It's also actually leading performance year to date. I think the energy sector is up about 8% year to date. Tech stocks are up about 70 basis points year to date. So just be open-minded. I think it's a very dangerous year to kind of have these foregone conclusions that either the market's going to go up 10% or it's going to crash, right? Like, I think you have to be really open-minded, and that's why I'm so adamant about making sure that everyone looks at this through the lens of a momentum market. And momentum really cuts both ways. Again, momentum is a fleeting thing. It doesn't stay, right? So I mentioned this yesterday, and I just want to show it one more time here. We are, I believe, in the year of the trader. So it's going to be a trading year, and a trading year is very different. The last time we had a trading year was essentially 2011. We haven't had a real trading year by my definition, of course, right? That's my definition. Since then, we've had a lot of trend following years, which are awesome, but trading years are different. And so we want to make sure we don't fall into a trap of giving all of our profits back. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people are going to do that this year. And so if you look at this, let me quickly share with you what I mean by that. So again, if you didn't have a chance to attend yesterday's member session, momentum is typically a temporary thing. It's fleeting. It doesn't stay. Trends can stay for a long time, but momentum changes. It can change every day. It can change every 2 weeks or every month or two. And so we need to be cognizant of that. And that's why I think it's so important to be respecting momentum. And again, if you don't have the DST trend or indicator, please go get it right now. You're going to want to use a momentum tool this year to be involved in the markets. The other thing I want to quickly, let me check the questions if there's something coming in. And if you guys have any stocks, let's just do this, because then nothing much has happened since yesterday. So it's going to be a bit difficult to kind of come up with new ideas here right now this morning. If you guys have questions of a specific stock, why don't we quickly do that? Tell me if a specific stock you want to look at. I'm happy to look at it, and we'll give you some color on it. Again, my message this morning is earnings, number one. They're going to come in fast and furious today and more so tomorrow, and then it accelerates. Number two, S&P 500, as I said, is in a trading range, so let's respect that. So a lot of people are now, of course, hoping for this, and that could happen. But even if that happens, I don't think we're in a year where that's going to be sustainable. I think we'll then first go down. I'm very, very open-minded here. And third, right there, just let's be open-minded. What I do want to point out is, on my end, is I want to point out NVIDIA. So I mentioned this again in the member session yesterday. For those of you guys that are members of things, NVIDIA has the 150 period moving average. That's this line on your screen here. And I think if that were to go down below that line, that'll be an issue for the broader market. So that's one thing that I would watch very, very closely on NVIDIA, because again, it's a broader market thing as well. Let me quickly check. Bitcoin, I mentioned this as well from a momentum perspective, and let me quickly bring that up here. So I have to change charts so I can show you this. So Bitcoin, IBIT is, I think, the question, is in in a choppy trading range and is now breaking out. So let me quickly share this with you so you can see it. I'm just making sure I can show you the best possible chart. So this is again using the trender indicator, IBIT. I see a bunch of you guys asking for that. And so what's happening on IBIT is you can see that we have the momentum buy signal. This is again using the TSD trender. Again, please use it. You need to use momentum this year. That's, in my humble opinion, the point. We had a buy signal, and then of course it went on to a 71% rally. We've been in a trading range since. So these are not valid signals because they're in a trading range. We got a valid buy signal on Wednesday, which became valid on the breakout on Friday. So IBIT, just like Bitcoin, obviously, if you're going to track IBIT, you better know what Bitcoin's doing, right? So you really want to make sure what Bitcoin's doing, because that's what you're tracking, right? So don't track IBIT, track Bitcoin. And this is the actual chart of Bitcoin. And you can see, again, same deal. We had that momentum buy signal. Let me quickly, there. That was the last one that then led to that big rally. And we now have a new one from last week that became valid on Friday. Okay, so that's what I would look at. So what's the next upside target in Bitcoin? Look, I look at Bitcoin as a longer term thing, but based on all of this and momentum, I would say 110 to 115 is entirely possible. That's what I think here. And if it reverses and we get a new sell signal, then we get a new sell signal. Again, let's be open-minded this year. That's really the most important thing that I'm focusing on here is momentum. And I think momentum is going to be the thing that's going to make money this year. And then you have a lot of stocks, like for example, you guys are mentioning Caterpillar. So look, Caterpillar we're in earnings season, right? So just be mindful of the fact that we're in earnings season. So let me quickly share with you. So Caterpillar had a sell signal in December, and then the stock then reached that free trade target. That's what we use with the trender, and it went down as much as 9, almost 10%. And we got a new buy signal on Friday. So Caterpillar, new buy signal. Earnings are coming up. Though, just be mindful of that. Earnings are coming up at I guess next week. So there's a trade, but again, earnings are coming up. So I personally don't really hold swing trades through earnings, but that's what's going on here with Caterpillar. And then last but not least, let me see. There's a couple other questions that I saw, and then GM is in a choppy mess. Earnings coming up end of January, so there's not a whole lot going on there. The Russell 2000, I think you guys are asking as well. The Russell 2000, as much as everyone's been talking about breaking out, actually is still in a momentum sell signal. So we had momentum sell signal taking place right there. It reaches its free trade target, and now it actually got stopped out for a gain. So we had that initial profit of about 4%. So it's probably net gain of about 3% on the Russell 2000, this latest signal. So that's what's going on there. Again, a lot of the names you guys are mentioning, just be aware they have earnings coming up. So I think that's really important. Google, Thomas wants to know, Google had a momentum buy signal. It remains in that momentum buy signal. So you can see it right there, right? I guess it's all from TSD Trender. So if I buy an at-the-money call option there, let's say, or I buy some stock, the stock then went up to rally as much as 16%. It's still up 12%. So these call options probably increased by 100% or more, it would be my guess. But again, we're in earnings season, so just make sure you know whatever stocks you're looking at, you know when they have earnings. This one, Google doesn't report until early February, so that's what's going on there. Let me quickly check one more thing, and then we have to move on over to the to the Inner Circle member session here in just a couple of minutes. Are there any other questions? Again, we went through the top things here, which was earnings, S&P 500 trading, range bound, and being open-minded. And then we looked at all your signals here. So I think we should be good. We are looking at what's the latest signal. Sure, let me show you that real quick. We still have the latest. This is intraday right now, just for those people that are asking. There's a few people asking, what about right now? This is the S&P 500 futures contract on a 5-minute chart using a TST trend or momentum indicator. And you can see we're moving higher. So that's what's going. If you don't have the trender, you can still get it. I'm going to quickly show you that. That is down here. Give me just 1 second. Yeah, if you can still get the trender right now. The chat room starts now. It's actually open for the trender, and we are going to start using that chat room here like right now. So make sure you if you don't have the trender yet, go to steadytradesecrets.com/trender. It's $397 for the year. That includes the trade alerts. If any questions, call the phone number on your screen. Please give us a thumbs up, likes, folks. Subscribe to the channel. That really helps you be alerted when we're live. And we have to move on here and go over to the Inner Circle member session, which starts in just a couple of minutes. Inner Circle members, will see you guys over there. And have a great trading day. Be well. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday.